Chapter 45. Chin Kexon kept her expression calm as she took the talisman and nodded politely. Thank you. I'll wear it. We're all friends here. No need to be so formal. Ye Chen smiled proudly. He knew that as long as Chin Kexon brought the talisman home, the negative energy surrounding her family wouldn't touch her. Sooner or later, she'd come begging for his help to resolve the bigger issues. That was the plan all along, to win over the Chin family. And once Chin Ming was out of the way, who else would the Chin family rely on? Naturally, Ye Chen would be in charge. Everything was finally going his way. He could almost taste the small burgers he and Dragoontooth would eat together after this was over. Chin Kexon tucked the talisman away carefully. After browsing the shop for a bit longer, she left, and Ye Chen quickly followed after her. As soon as they were gone, Tang Yu stepped out from behind a display shelf. He casually walked over to a glass case and looked down at a jade pendant shaped like a yin-yang fish. The craftsmanship was exquisite, clearly a high-quality piece. The price tag? 60 yuan. According to the original storyline, Ye Chen would return soon and buy this exact pendant. It was a key plot item, used to absorb and neutralize spiritual energy. Tang Yu hesitated for a moment, but ultimately didn't buy it. He wasn't the protagonist. He didn't have the protagonist's halo where just touching an item granted instant power-ups. The Dragon King, meanwhile, was somehow good at everything. Feng shui, medicine, gambling, martial arts, you name it. This pendant needed to end up in Ye Chen's hands, so he could solve the Chin family's crisis. Still, watching Ye Chen sweep in and take credit for everything annoyed the hell out of Tang Yu, especially the part where he seduced Chin Kexon and used his own brother Chin Ming as a stepping stone. Villains have feelings too, damn it. After a moment of thought, Tang Yu decided to slightly break character. Uncle Zhao, he called out. Zhao Gaoshan, the middle-aged manager of the shop, quickly put down his sunflower seeds and jogged over. Yes, young Master Tang. Keep this yin-yang jade talisman in the case, but make sure it's only sold to a man named Ye Chen. No one else, got it? Tang Yu's tone was casual but firm. This plot-critical prop had to land in Ye Chen's hands exactly as scripted. With how often this storyline liked to go off the rails, he couldn't afford another deviation. Zhao Gaoshan nodded, then froze. That name, Ye Chen. Wait a minute. Isn't that the same punk Mr. Wang had mentioned in the company chat group? The guy who tried to steal a woman from young Master Tang and got his butt handed to him? Did Tang Xiao just hand him the honor of sabotaging this punk personally? A slow, wicked grin spread across Zhao's face. Also, Tang Yu added, raise the price. Make it 30 million. If Ye Chen was going to use this to win favor with the Chin family, the least he could do is pay handsomely for it. All right, young Master Tang, I understand completely. Zhao pounded his chest like he was taking on a sacred mission. Good man, Tang Yu said, giving him a thumbs up. After all, the Chin family's plotline still had to go forward for now. Let Ye Chen be the hero. Then, once everything was in motion, Tang Yu would pull the rug out from under him. A black hand works best in the shadows. Tang Yu left the shop. Zhao Gaoshan got to work. He took the yin-yang talisman out of the case and fetched another box from the back. Inside were two similar pendants, yin and yang pairs. He smiled darkly. The one on display right now was the yang talisman, which destroys spiritual energy. But he also had the yin talisman, which absorbs and amplifies it. Switching the two was child's play. That little punk Ye Chen probably wants to deal with bad feng shui. Joke's on him. Zhao swapped the yang talisman for the yin one and reset it carefully in the case. Then he changed the price tag to 30 million. Perfect. 30 minutes later, Ye Chen returned to the shop. He wandered around a bit before heading straight to the display case with the jade talisman. He had already noticed it during his earlier visit and knew it was exactly what he needed to resolve the Chin family's spiritual problems. Technically, he could have fixed things on his own. But surprise, he'd overdone it. The modifications he made to the Chin residence had turned it into a cursed hotbed of energy. Now he needed an actual object to stabilize the imbalance. He glanced at the talisman again and his face darkened. Price, 30,000 yuan. He slammed his hand on the glass. Are you crazy? 30 million for this thing? Did you accidentally add 2 extra zeros? Zhao Gaoshan came over, still munching seeds. He smiled politely. Sir, this is the real deal. We acquired it last month. It's from the tomb of a Song dynasty, noble, authentic, and powerful. Don't feed me that crap, Ye Chen snapped. I know what this is. I'll give you 500,000. Final offer. One thing Ye Chen hated most in life? People overcharging him. Zhao shrugged. Suit yourself. But just so you know, a feng shui master from Hong Kong Island is coming by tomorrow to buy it. If you don't want it, no problem. He turned and walked back to the counter, deliberately slow and unbothered. Ye Chen's expression tightened. Another buyer? He gritted his teeth. Fine. He had to get it. The Qin family was worth hundreds of billions. What's 30 million compared to that? Wrap it up, he said flatly. Sao beamed. Of course, one moment. After Ye Chen left with the wrong talisman tucked in his bag, Zhao's grin vanished. He spat on the floor and muttered under his breath, "That punk thinks he can steal a woman from young Master Tang? Get lost." Chapter 46. Since Jiang Xiaoyue had last treated old Master Wang, his health had been steadily improving. But that afternoon, as he sat down to practice calligraphy, brush in hand, something went wrong. Just as he began writing the first character, his hand suddenly lost strength and the brush dropped to the floor. He clutched his chest and collapsed into the chair, his body trembling uncontrollably. The nurse nearby panicked, helping him to the bed and immediately calling the family's private doctor. Within minutes, the Wang family doctor arrived, and soon after, the rest of the family rushed in. Seeing the old man lying on the bed, pale and shaking, they were all on edge. He had just been recovering. Why the sudden collapse? After a brief examination, Wang Yichui anxiously asked, "Dr. Zhou, how's my grandfather?" Dr. Zhou's expression was troubled as he shook his head. "His condition is serious. His organs are beginning to fail, but I can't determine the cause. I recommend calling Dr. Jiang immediately." Even as a respected expert in his field, Dr. Zhou had never seen anything like this clear signs of critical illness, yet no traceable source. Wang Yixue didn't hesitate. She pulled out her phone, contacted Jiang Xiaoyue, and arranged for the Wang family's private helicopter to pick her up. Not long after, Jiang Xiaoyue arrived with her medical bag and quickly began examining the old man. But after a few minutes, a confused look appeared on her face. She couldn't figure it out. The old man's condition was rapidly deteriorating, yet she couldn't pinpoint the cause. "Xiaoyue, what's wrong with my grandfather?" Wang Yichui asked, her voice shaking. The rest of the family looked equally anxious. Everyone knew. An elder like old Master Wang meant more than just family. He was the pillar of the Wang legacy. Zhang Xiaoyu frowned, clearly upset. "I can't find the problem, but whatever it is, if we don't resolve it within a day, I'm afraid he won't make it." The room went quiet. Even someone with her skill couldn't help him? At the back of the crowd, Wang Rulong suppressed a smirk. He'd been nervous when Xiaoyue arrived, afraid she might see through it, but she didn't. Lucky for him. He had previously tried to team up with Ye Chen to freeze the Wang family's liquidity and oust Wang Yixue from power. The plan had failed, and Ye Chen ended up exposed, but his involvement had gone unnoticed. And now, Ye Chen had given him another strategy. This time, go straight for the old man. If old Master Wang died, the issue of succession would resurface, and by family tradition, power had to pass to the male heir. With the old man gone, Yixue's influence would crumble. "Don't blame me, Grandpa," Wang Rulong thought with a flicker of guilt. "You were just too biased, but power was worth the price." "So, what now?" Yixue asked softly, holding back tears. "Should we ask Dr. Jiang?" Jiang Xiaoyue shook her head. "I've done what I can. But there's someone else who might be able to help." "Who?" "Brother Tang Yu," she replied without hesitation. Last time during her visit to the Tang family, she'd overheard Tang Yu's inner thoughts and realized that he had somehow learned the legendary Qingbao Heavenly Sutra. Not only that, but he had reached the realm of divine insight, a level that allowed one to see through illness with just a glance. If anyone could figure out what was happening to old Master Wang, it was him. Wang Yixue hesitated but didn't question her. Her grandfather's life was on the line. She immediately called Tang Yu. At that moment, Tang Yu was lounging in his office, supervising Qi Yin as she played video games. Ever since he'd assigned her to evaluate popular games for a fake project, she'd been surprisingly diligent, never leaving her chair, eating takeout, and downing at least 3 milk teas a day. Like a true couch potato. Of course, Tang Yu wasn't fooled. This was clearly an act. She was still trying to steal company data. But he didn't care. He'd already swapped all the important documents. Let her steal all she wanted. When he answered the phone, Yixue's voice was frantic. "Where are you? I'm sending a helicopter. Grandpa is dying. Please come quickly." Tang Yu didn't waste time. "I'm at the office. Have them land on the rooftop." He tossed the controller aside and bolted to the roof. This doesn't make sense, he thought as the helicopter approached. Old Master Wang was supposed to stay healthy until the end of the story. Has the plot broken again? Within minutes, the helicopter landed at the Wang estate. Tang Yu jumped down to find Yixue waiting, eyes red from crying. "It'll be okay," he said gently. "Old Master Wang's got a long lifeline. We'll figure this out." She didn't respond, just grabbed his hand and pulled him inside. When they entered the room, Jiang Xiaoyue was applying acupuncture to try and stabilize the old man. Everyone in the room turned to look at Tang Yu, confused. Why him? Many of them thought, he's not even a doctor. Tang Yu glanced around. So, what's the situation? Jiang Xiaoyue looked up. I still can't determine what's wrong. I'm going to try the 13 ghost needles, and I need your help. Chapter 47. Jiang Xiaoyue's excuse for calling Tang Yu over was so flimsy that the entire room was left speechless. Even Tang Yu looked baffled. She brought him here to assist? He instinctively focused his attention and scanned old Master Wang's body. If even Jiang Xiaoyue can't diagnose him, what kind of illness could it be? Could this be another case of the story's plot collapsing? Maybe the narrative's trying to force Ye Chen back into the role of the miracle doctor so he can save the day and steal the spotlight. This was the first time Tang Yu had encountered something like this. In all his previous book transmigrations, he had never survived past the first arc. Either he'd been killed off early, or he'd only lived 2 or 3 hours before dying miserably. Fortunately, after scanning the old man for a few seconds, Tang Yu noticed something strange. A thin golden thread wrapped around old Master Wang's heart. Now, weird. What's that golden thread? Why is it wrapped around his heart? Oh, crap, it's moving. That's Ye Chen's golden parasite. That thing is vicious. Once it enters the host's body, they'll be dead within 24 hours. After the host dies, the parasite self-destructs and dissolves, leaving behind no evidence. Hey, if we want to save old Master Wang, either Ye Chen has to show up and personally remove it, or we try the secret incense recipe from the Qingbao Heavenly Sutra. Let's see. Wormwood, 9 lixiang, red stone resin. 11 ingredients total to make the incense. I'll try to discreetly suggest it. No way can we let the old man die like this. Wang Yishui and Jiang Xiaoyue both heard his thoughts, and their expressions changed dramatically. They glanced at each other, and in that instant, both understood something important. They could hear Tang Yu's thoughts, and so could the other. Wang Yishui suddenly realized why Xiaoyue had insisted on calling Tang Yu here. It all made sense now. I just remembered a formula that might help, Jiang Xiaoyue said quickly. She grabbed a pen and paper and wrote down the ingredients she'd just heard. Have someone go get these herbs quickly. A servant rushed out immediately. Meanwhile, Jiang Xiaoyue began calculating the herb ratios and combinations. Every formula in the Qingbao Heavenly Sutra was an ancient treasure, long lost to modern medicine. With Sister Xiaoyu handling treatment, let's give her some space. Everyone else, please step outside and let her focus, Wang Yishui suggested. Finally breathing a little easier, she led the rest of the family out of the room. Wait, what about me? Tang Yu asked, still wondering how to drop his hints discreetly. I still need to talk to you. Come with me, Yixue said, grabbing his arm and leading him toward the garden. Why so serious? What does she want to talk about? Tang Yu followed, puzzled. Something about her demeanor felt off. When they reached the small garden, she sat him down and looked him in the eye. I don't think this was a natural illness, she said. Grandpa's health was fine, then suddenly this happened. Don't you think that's strange? I agree, Tang Yu replied carefully. I will have to investigate. It wasn't poison, it was sabotage. That golden parasite can only be planted by someone in close contact. If Ye Chen didn't come in person, then it had to be Wang Rulong, that idiot. This guy really thinks colluding with outsiders will make him the next head of the Wang family? Once someone holds this secret over him, he'll be licking their boots forever. Yixue's eyes turned cold, just as she'd suspected. It was Wang Rulong behind this. She hadn't acted last time because she didn't have hard evidence, and she'd hoped to use his stupidity to draw Ye Chen out further. But now that he dared lay hands on her grandfather, there was no reason to keep him around. She sighed, the weight of responsibility pressing down on her. She never cared much for family wealth. She couldn't even spend it all. But not everyone thought the same way. People like Wang Rulong were everywhere, greedy, short-sighted, and dangerous. Without a word, she leaned her head against Tang Yu's shoulder. Sensing him shift awkwardly, she chuckled. If you behave, I'll wear the bunny girl outfit next time. Bunny girl, Tang Yu muttered, trying not to smile. You don't get dandruff on my shoulder. I hate liars. But if you say it, you better mean it. Bunny girl or not, I'm a principled man. I don't care about those things, not really. Now, if you offered blood droplet lingerie, that's a different story. Blood droplet? Yixu blinked. What the hell is that? She decided not to think too hard about it. Sitting there with him, she felt calm for the first time all day. At least here, she didn't have to think about betrayals or conspiracies. Just then a guard ran over. Miss, Dr. Zhang has finished treating the old master. You should come take a look. Let's go, Tang Yu said, standing up quickly. Thank God. If I sat there any longer, I'd need physical therapy. Yikshu rolled her eyes and followed. Inside, the scent of herbs lingered in the air. Old Master Wang had already woken up. A nurse helped him sip a bowl of black medicinal soup. His face was pale, but he was conscious. Grandpa, are you okay? Yikshu asked gently. I'm fine now, the old man replied, voice weak. Just tired. I'll sleep for a bit after finishing this. He had no idea what had just happened to him. All he felt was fatigue. Let him rest for a few days, Zhang Xiaoyue said. He's safe now. Thanks to the incense formula whispered from Tang Yu's mind, she'd successfully forced the golden parasite out it, had crawled from the old man's chest and died shortly after. She had already sealed the worm's body in a container. She planned to study it further with her grandfather later. Yeah, Chen, she thought bitterly. You're truly disgusting. After the rest of the family checked in and offered their well wishes, they finally let the old man rest. Just as Tang Yu stepped out of the room, his phone rang. It was Qinming. Now, bro, didn't you say you'd help with the feng shui at my house? You'd better hurry. Everyone's already gathered here. Got it. I'm on my way, Tang Yu replied, hanging up. He quickly said goodbye to the Wang family and drove off toward the Qin estate. According to the original storyline, today was the big moment. Ye Chen would be showing off his feng shui mastery and officially claim the title of first feng shui master of Suzhou Hangzhou.